I just want to make sure I get this out before the new chapter drops, which is today. Um, Yuta's real ability is gonna be used if Gojo does come back, because people are saying that Gojo's gone, it's over. Sukuna got off screen, right? Well, if he did, if we go into that, okay. But if he doesn't, merger happens, which is probably what's gonna happen, right? And we go back to the fact that Gojo's inside of Yuta's body. If by any chance he answers his question, he says, because it says go north or go south. He's at the airport, and Sukuna right now is at the train station. Go north or go south. He's probably going north, considering the fact that, again, people have realized that the Japanese name, whatever the town is, means to go north, this and that, whatever. But if Gojo comes back for any reason, I just want to go over what I think Yuta's real curse technique is, because we obviously, well, most people probably think it's copy. It's not, right? That is Rika's curse technique. And Rika's curse technique is lent to Yuta. But when he has the ring, then after she was gone, she also left the stuff. But what did he do to get her? I don't think it's curses really, like, really wanting something makes what happened to Rika happen. I think it's specifically because that's actually Yuta's curse technique. And who else is out at a battle right now with Yuta's body, which is Gojo inside of it, which would make sense that he can use the curse technique considering the fact that they're relatives. And so, oh, it's Higuruma, right? Higuruma's off to the side. He's dead, quote unquote. But if he's dead, then maybe Gojo can activate his curse technique, Yuta's curse technique, to revive him the same way they did for Rika. Because everyone was confused of how they came to. There was nothing special about Rika Orimoto, right? I mean, outside of the fact that she was weird and she like allegedly killed her parents and her grandma was sus about her. But outside of that, there wasn't anything jujutsu, like, sorcery related about her. And so it doesn't really. Imagine if you do something, use Yuta's curse technique, which I think it is, and I'll go into more details of why it might be. On Higuruma, you probably get a better curse. Because there's also the fact that Yuta's curse technique inside of his domain, or his domain in general, it has those, like, I forget if they're the ceremony things for like weddings or stuff, but it's a bunch of swords on the ground, and it's called mutual on whatever love, right? His bloodline comes from the Sugawara and Fujiwara, right? Warring clans, and they're like, how are you related to both if they hated each other? And then Gojo's like, you probably are related to both of them, making you more special than even me. And I think that's because some Fujiwara and some Sugawara came together and got married in secret, even against their fighting clans. Hence why his domain is probably like a bunch of swords on the ground fighting, and then the little ceremony things. I think they're for the weddings, but I might be wrong on that. But either way, the point still stands. It's about love. The love that transcends even the warring clans. Like two big top shot, yeah. Two big clans, and yet they fell in love and they had a kid, and that lineage is now is now Yuta. And that's why his curse technique is so strong. That's why he has so much curse energy. I mean, you put together two of the biggest clans apparently, and that's what you get. I mean, one of the descendants was the Gojo clan, right? Gojo is related to those two clans, or at least one of them, and that's what makes Yuta also related to Gojo. So clearly, those are pretty good clans, and that's why I think that's his curse technique. And if Gojo comes back in Yuta's body, Higuruma's there, and he can revive him. And there's no time limit because he's just in a different body now. But anyway, I digress. Maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. Either way, I just think that's what his actual curse technique. Because people might think it's the copy. It's not. That's Rika's, right? So either way, we still need to know to figure out what his curse technique is. Speaking of which, I think that Yuta could copy Gojo's Infinity in 6 size. Because people say, oh, but he doesn't have the 6 size. Okay, but what are the odds that a 6 size user, an Infinity user isn't born with the 6 size, right? For some reason, I feel like it's the Sharingan, where once a certain type of chakra runs through your brain, the ocular jutsu pop up, which is the Sharingan. So I think once the Infinity is attempted on the brain, that person, or rather, since it's etched directly to the brain, the six eyes would appear, right? Like a result. They don't come separate. They don't. It's like you might have a chance to be born with the six eyes and not infinity, and infinity and not the six eyes, because I mean you wouldn't be able to use it. So I feel like outside of like the whole destiny thing, I think it's most likely, or it could possibly be just simply the fact that using the infinity or having the infinity gives you the six eyes. So if he copies the ability, he would develop the six eyes, right? So there's that. Also, why are people hating on Yuta? They're saying he's not him. It was truly Gojo was the strongest because he was Gojo. Bro, Yuta was in that body for like a couple minutes. You want to talk about the body switch training? Bro, Mans wasn't even used to the whole his extra length, that his Gojo's extra length and all that. So clearly he wasn't practicing for fighting. If he had practiced for a month fighting in that body, he would be a lot more used to it. But that's not what he was doing. He was just doing his domain training. Okay? So I don't know why people are up in arms like, oh, see, Yuta's is bro. First of all, he even pulled off the purple. Okay? And had the body swap one not ran out, he probably would still be in there throwing them hands. So I don't want to hear this, oh, only Gojo could have done it. If you gave Yuta the same amount of time that Gojo had, which is years and years, even Gojo had to perfect it. Even when he was already one of the strongest, like he was up there with Geto, right? When they were still on similar equal footing, he still didn't have purple. He still didn't have reverse christening. Then he did that, and then even after that, for months, he had to work on not only having his brain refreshed at all times, not only being refreshed at all times, but also being active, his infinity at all times, to be able to dictate between poisons, lethal, non-lethal, and that still took months of training and having it on 24/7. Then he worked on his domain, I guess, because I mean, you don't pop your domain once, and it's like literally better than Sukuna's already. Like he also worked on that for sure. Now, because he mentions that he didn't work on it anymore after he learned the simple domain, or rather, he didn't work on simple domains after he learned his domain. But that doesn't mean he didn't work on his domain, okay? You don't pull it off once and then you can control it willy-nilly however you want, and it beats an open domain. Or rather, they're equal and sure hit ability. Anyway, I digress. Put some respect on Yuta's name, okay? If he overperforms, oh, he's getting glazed. If he underperforms, oh, he's overhyped. Like, come on, bro. He hit a purple. He hopped in that mech suit, that body mech suit of Gojo, and he did what he had to do. Okay, that's all I gotta say. It's just that Chris Signy thing. Because predictions or anything, is Sukuna dead? Maybe he did get off screen as well. That's what he gets. And maybe they'll finally go back into explain what Gojo's off screen was. Because I feel like he let the world cutting / cut him because of what Nanami said, where he's like, oh, I didn't agree with what you did those last few seconds, just a couple seconds ago, but I understand why you did it, right? I feel like stuff like that. Anyway, I digress. That's not the point of this video. I think I'll have a video on actually how Gojo would have won against Sukuna, because I didn't go over specific feats, or not specific feats, but scenarios, and not like some headcanon, oh, he grabs his hands, like I put in the comments that one time. I mean, those are honestly valid as well, but I want to do the ones where it's scene by scene what could have actually happened. But anyway, that's it. I'm not editing this video because I'm too tired. Also, the next chapter is coming out soon, and I want to have a video out because I haven't uploaded in a hot minute. Either way, thank you for watching. If you liked it, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Also, someone's waiting outside the door, so I'm constantly looking over. Anyway, subscribe if you want to hear more, and hopefully I'll have a review for this next chapter, because the last few chapters have been, oh well. Thank you for watching.